So one of the reasons I moved into this field, into doing interventions, is because of my really strong conviction that family members can play such an important role in determining the progression of the disease of addiction. Often they have no idea the degree to which they can influence the outcome of the progression of the disease of addiction in a loved one. Facilitating that in families, helping them to understand how they can be a part of that process, how they can get their loved one the help they need. If we wait for addicts often to step forward and ask for the help they need, all too often it's too late. What an intervention involves is bringing together a group of people who are concerned about a family member. That's in its simplest form. The process generally, the intensive process happens over the course of 2 to 3 days, and throughout that time there is a lot of education that takes place as to exactly what it is that's the disease of addiction is, and also how the family has adapted to the development of this disease. And so the various roles that the family members have taken on as things have progressed. What we know about addiction is that it's progressive, and it entails the development of a number of defense mechanisms, not only in the addicted individual, but as time progresses, the various family members develop similar defense mechanisms, such as denial. The keys to success of an intervention definitely lies with planning, skilled facilitation, choosing the appropriate facility, and the real key to success, though, lies with enabling the family system to see the way it's been functioning, in that it's been functioning in a way to support the development of this disease of addiction. And what we know about addiction is that it's progressive, it's chronic, it's ultimately, if left untreated, often fatal, and it's very treatable. It's very much a process, and not just this specific 3-day event.
More than anything else.
There's probably going to be really 3 basic things that we're going to try to do with someone when they come into treatment. The first one is going to be that we're going to want to stabilize somebody, both physically, emotionally, and cognitively, through a detox process. We need to get the drugs out of their system in a safe way, to make sure that it's going to be, we're not going to incur seizures and any permanent damage. The second thing that we're going to want to do is to get somebody to understand that this is a disease and they have it. It can be a very difficult process for somebody to really accept that they can no longer successfully use alcohol and drugs in any way. Part B of that, and that they actually have it, and that I have that disease, can be a very difficult thing for someone to accept. Addicts and alcoholics might hold on to that denial for a much longer period of time, decades perhaps. But once someone understands it and accepts that this is a disease and I have it, the next question they ask is, well, what do we do about it? And they become highly motivated. Somebody physically, I get them to really truly understand the nature of this disease, of how it's impacted their lives, how it's impacted their families' lives. Really, the third thing we want to achieve in treatment is to make sure that we can transition somebody home in a safe and reasonable fashion with as much support as we can. It's going to be a minimum of 2 years support.